All right, so what I'm doing right now is defeating winter depression with motorcycle route planning. And I hope these aren't too loud for the video, but so what I do is I've got two sets of maps actually. One that I black out once I've been to that county on a motorcycle, and I only count them if I've been to it on a motorcycle. I also keep track of what year I've been there, but this gets a little convoluted, so this is the easy reference for route planning. I put it on a paper map just because I like having paper maps, these big maps laid out in front of me, get the bigger picture versus trying to scroll around on Garmin Basecamp and do it. But so I plan the route on here, put it into Garmin Basecamp, put it on the motorcycle, motorcycle on the bike, away I go. Inevitably the route's wrong. But once I have my ride area defined for Iowa, it's these counties, I go to roadsideamerica.com and you can see some of the things I've added to that website. Lapcheck the Motorcyclist, which is a reference to the Gumball Rally back when I rode black Kawasaki's. It kind of fit. That's what I go by on Adventure Rider too. Just Lapcheck on Adventure Rider. But I find all these little roadside attractions on Roadside America that I like to see because 99% of the time they're free. They're right by the road. It doesn't take a lot of time. It's a nice place to stretch. And I just like folk art. I made some myself. But so what I'm going to look at on my Iowa trip, go down here after work, take some miles off my first ride day. Day one, I'm going to go all the way to Keokuk. There's a lot of fun names in Iowa. Keokuk, Keosauqua, What Cheer, Pisgah, or the BB Town. There's some fun names in Iowa. But what I'm going to do is visit the Villisca Axe Murder House. There's a scale model of the Egyptian pyramids in a graveyard outside of Avery, Iowa. There's Rathburn Reservoir that looks kind of like a dragon. Just drive by that. Some state parks, some natural areas. Where am I at now? Eldon, Iowa is the house in the American Gothic painting. Keokuk, Iowa is river town. It's got some sights to see, Also, I need to get down here for Lee County anyway. Burlington, Iowa has Snake Alley, twisty, downhill, cobblestone affair, Riverside, Iowa is the future birthplace of Captain James Tiberius Kirk. And actually, Ottumwa, Iowa is where Corporal Radar O'Reilly is from, if you're into fictional characters. I'm going to go to What Cheer, because why not? It's on the way, and it's funny. Pella, Iowa is a Dutch community, which I also used to live in Orange City, Iowa. Both of these towns have like Dutch heritage festivals. It's called the Tulip Festival in Orange City, but I'm not super into that, but it's neat to see, And then there's a whole bunch of boring until I get to Anamosa, Iowa, where there is a motorcycle museum, and that'll be the end of day 2. Well, 2.5, whatever. The end of second full day of riding. And then in the morning, I just got to grab a couple of counties on my way out, and then I'll either follow the river or kind of zigzag back up this way, try and avoid the Twin Cities because I don't like big cities, and then head home, maybe stop at the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. Again, I've been there like 3 times, but there's a Weird Al song about it and everything. Why not? Well, actually, it's from here, it's only 4 short hours out of the way. Actually, I think it's more than that. It's more like 7. Anyway, rambling. So that's a test for the bike and the modifications I'm doing to it and myself to make sure we're all good and comfortable. This is mainly paved roads with a few hundred miles of gravel. And probably not even that much. Probably 100 miles of gravel tops on this whole thing. A lot of that's zigzagging through the Luss Hills. Once I know the bike's good, I'm going to try something a little more rugged and head up to northern Minnesota. So I've got 2 loops. I've got the first one over towards the west where there's more towns. And then I've got one over here. And there's a few detours and different things. And I might go all the way to Grand Portage, a couple over into Voyager National Park, that type of thing. But that's a little more rugged, a little more out of the way. So I want to make sure the bike's good before I do that. And I don't have any concerns about the bike. I have concerns about whether or not my modifications work and if they work well enough for me. And then once I get that done, what I want to do is do the Trans-Wisconsin Adventure Trail. You can find information on that on Adventure Writer, but it's a lot of dirt, gravel, back roads, that sort of thing in this part of Wisconsin, just off the map. It's a little more rugged, and I'm sure I can do it with the right tires. It should be fine. Gets a little sandy. I think that's probably all for 2023, and then I'll have all kinds of, little day trips here and there and riding around home. But those are the 3 big trips 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 big trips I want to do. And then 2024, because I want to get time to prepare for it and everything, and possibly have someone go along with me, even though I'm very much a solo rider. The Dakota Adventure Loop, the DACAL, which if Iowa is to scale, the DACAL is over there in Pokemon Lego country. The Dakota Adventure Loop is 900 miles from, northwest Nebraska up through the grasslands, up by like Belfouche, back through the Black Hills, Badlands, that whole area. And I've ridden a lot of pavement out there, but I want to get off the roads and see the parts of the Black Hills that people don't normally see because they're stuck on, 16A, Needles Highway, Van Acher Canyon, Spearfish Canyon, which are great. They're beautiful, but I've been there 4 or 5 times. I want to see fire roads, and I want to see the big open prairie on a dirt road. So that's what I'm going to do after this. So that's kind of my plan for this year, potentially into next year. And I'll probably go into Nebraska, 2024 also, get some of this stuff, because actually this part of Nebraska is incredibly beautiful and is very underutilized as a tourist destination. So that'll probably be 2024. So that's how I plan routes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I detour and add on, but that's just kind of the method to my madness. So thanks for letting me ramble.